that have been in the grind with you before, and guys that are willing to go sacrifice their bodies and make a play and do it for you. So we got some special guys out there, and it's definitely a big weapon for us.
You mentioned Trevor's relationship with Kelly. Have you talked to Kelly at all, and what do you expect him in this year at Mizzou?
Yeah, we've talked periodically. I talked a little bit with him last night, but mostly on text. And he seems to be doing good. He seems to be doing well. He's excited about the new opportunity for him, and I'm excited for him too. I'm excited. I'm anxious to see how he does, and I'm very optimistic that he's going to do a great job. I know he's going to be one of their top leaders on the team for sure.
Do you ever take time to reflect on the situation you came into, not just the overall team success in the national championships, but you get Deshaun, now you get Trevor, and obviously you get some other good ones here, some other good ones ahead of this way, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very blessed, and I have to remind myself of that on a weekly basis, that this is not the norm. You know, you don't normally come in 5 years ago and get to coach a guy like Deshaun Watson for my first 2 years here, and be able to be around a guy like that with great character and off the field awesome, and just very humble. That's kind of been a big word I think that I've been blessed with guys in my room. They've all been humble. They've been very, very coachable. They've been always eager to find something better to get better at, and so been very blessed with having him and having Kelly and having Trevor and Chase and all my guys. I mean, they've been very, very coachable, and so to have that talent and to have guys behind that talent that have great hearts and character, it's been special.
Is humility a trait you can identify in the recruiting process, or is it something you don't really know until they get on campus?
You know, you definitely can sense it in a prospect, because you're around that coach that's coaching him. You're at practice watching, and then whenever it's the contact period, you're around him and you get to know him, and you're on the phone with them, and obviously you can get a sense for his humility and how he talks about his team and how he talks about some of his goals. You know, we talk all the time about our recruiting process and how we evaluate and don't get caught up necessarily with the stars behind their name, but just how they are as people and as leaders, and what type of character they have, and then the talent will kind of take care of itself. And so you get a sense for that as you recruit a kid, for sure. Sometimes it's easier than each guy's a little bit different, but for the most part, you get a feel for their humility and what type of kid they are.
How do you manage the quarterback room when you have what we would think is a clear front runner for the starting position? How do you keep everybody else motivated?
Well, I think it starts with making sure that they begin with things that they can control. You know, these guys have goals that are set for each individual, and I think it's important for them to make sure that they become the best version of who they are. So one thing I told Kelly Bryant, I told Trevor Lawrence as they became the starters, that, hey, don't try to be Deshaun Watson. Just be who you are and be the best version of who you are. And I think that creates a focus and a motivating factor of, hey, I can only control myself and my actions. Now let me go be the best version of myself, because you can't always predict the future. You never know what's going to happen. There's so many stories in college football and professional football where you never knew that this guy was going to emerge as a starter, or you never knew where this guy came from, and so you can't predict those things. But when you're in a culture like we're in, and you have other things other than just football to hang your hat on, and you got other big reasons to be here at Clemson, then I think it's also a big motivator for them.
So is that really where you start in the recruiting process, is more the man as opposed to the athletic skills? Obviously they got to have that on. But
They do, but yes, you talk about the culture, you talk about what Clemson has to offer, and you talk about things not just football-wise, because football kind of takes care of itself, and everybody knows how successful we've been. You watching us the last handful of years, the success has been obvious for guys. So we have the opportunity to talk about the other things kind of behind the scenes that are, to be honest, more important. And when we get kids to realize that and they come here on campus, they see it as well.
Brandon, you guys win a national championship. All of y'all are back on the coaching staff. Alabama loses, they've got 7 coaches to replace. What is it about the spot at Clemson that there hasn't been the coaching turnover that a place like Alabama that's had similar success is having?
Well, I'll just speak on Clemson. I mean, I think it starts with our head coach. Coach Sweeney's created a culture, just like I was talking about in the recruiting process on why we can sell the culture. Not just for our players, but for our coaches. The culture here is unbelievable. I mean, Coach Sweeney has done an unbelievable job of creating that culture for us coaches. We always talk about family atmosphere, but we're in a bubble here. We're in a very healthy bubble that is fun to be in. And as a coach that played here, and my wife went to school here, it's also another motivating factor for me to be very thankful and be very excited about being a part of this. And all our coaches, I believe, feel that and know that it is special, and you don't get this everywhere. And I think that we have realized that there's so much success on the field, but also off the field. And it allows us to grow as coaches off the field as well, and that's very important to us, and so that's why I think you see guys stay here for a long time.
I mean, as a guy who has now coached Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence and been a part of recruiting some of the best classes that in the country, shouldn't some school be backing up a Brinks truck for you at this point? And I mean, is it a matter of you guys all know might as well wait for the perfect offer because anything less is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's different. Every coach is a little bit different on their goals and on what they want with their goals. But I think that since we've had so much success in the last several years, I'm sure all these coaches are getting hit up for jobs, but we cherish the opportunity that we have here, and we love the opportunity to work for Coach Sweeney and not just Coach Sweeney, but the support that we have with the athletic department and Dan Radakovich and President Clements as our president. I mean, that hierarchy is hard to find in college football, and it's a special place when you have that hierarchy like it is here. And so I think we just always go back to, man, we got it good here, and we are very, very, very blessed. And so it's a great place to raise a family too. It's a neat opportunity.
Do you have a burning desire though to be a coordinator or to become a head coach?
Absolutely. I mean, there's always those goals that you have, and I've been a coordinator before for 6 years, and had a great experience doing that. So that's definitely one of my goals at some point in my career. And then obviously a goal is to be a head coach as well. And I think another thing that helps me and maybe some of these other coaches stay here is that we're constantly learning. Coach Sweeney creates a learning environment. And I think one thing as coaches across the country, they're always looking to learn and to grow. And as long as I'm continuing to learn and continuing to grow through guys like Coach Sweeney and other guys on our staff, then, man, I'm excited about being here and excited about doing the best I possibly can in my role.
You don't have to offer specifics, but have you had a bunch of inquiries over the last couple of years, or a few, or?
There's definitely been some every year. A few every year. There's been opportunities, but like I said, it's hard to leave a place like this. I mean, it's just it's a great learning environment for us and a great place to raise a family.
Coach, what goes into forging a relationship with the quarterback?